Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargav. Welcome to Tidbits on Business and Finance with me. As is expected of our Prime Minister Mr. Modi, his long speech yesterday again coined a few jargons and a few slogans which you can be sure we will very often hear in the years to come. The first one he coined yesterday was Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India, which is what he now says that we need to be, and which he now says is an opportunity thrown open by the COVID pandemic. The second one that he coined was Vocal for Local, which again is Atmanirbhar Bharat, go for the local products. The third he said was that reforms will come in the four L's, which is land, labor, law, and liquidity. He said there will be reforms in all this. So, land, labor, liquidity, and law is going to be the next slogan that you're going to hear. He further said that reforms should not just be incremental now, they would be a quantum leap. So, whatever reforms come would only give a quantum jump and not just some incremental benefits. And he, of course, said that the pandemic is an opportunity. Well, these were grand statements he made, they were large statements he made, but the details were missing. Those details had to come from the finance minister in her announcements, which started from today onwards. And while saying all this, he said that India, or rather the government, is now going to implement a 20 lakh crore stimulus package consisting of both fiscal and monetary stimulus, which he said was 10% of our GDP. Thus, he made these ground announcements, but the details were completely missing. As Mr. Chidambaram said, that it was a headline on an empty page. But then, even if the page was empty, as we always see, sycophants got into action immediately. Sycophants called it historic, even though the details had not come. Some called it transformative, like 1991. Another one said that this is a defining moment which will transform India. Yet another said that this can change the face of the country. Some called it a bold move. The point is, the details were yet to come, but the sycophants, of course, jumped in. We too have been waiting for an announcement of a stimulus. We have been demanding it and we have been citing the need for it on many of our shows. And we thought, or rather we think, that this has been a delayed announcement. But then we hope that the announcements really see the light of the day. We'll come to that later. Our biggest fear at this moment is all these jargons and slogans, the new one, Atmanirbhar Abhiyan. We hope they don't get the same fate as we saw in the case of slogans like Achhe Din and Make in India. So today, the finance minister announced the first series of reforms or measures to battle the COVID crisis on the economy, and she made a lot of announcements. Let's see what was the finance minister's presser today. The finance minister, as expected, reiterated and praised all that the prime minister said in his speech yesterday, and among other things, she mentioned the 5 pillars of the country that the prime minister had said in his speech yesterday, which is the economy, infrastructure, technology-driven systems of governance, India's demographics, and the demand that arises out of it. She also listed all the achievements of the government since 2014 to 2019, and she said that from today she would be making sector-wise announcements as part of the 20 crore stimulus package that the Prime Minister has promised. Today she announced 15 measures, and most of them were to do with the MSME sector, which is the most troubled sector of the country at the moment. There were 6 grand announcements that she made as far as the MSME sector is concerned. The first one, and on very expected lines, she said that the government will be ensuring that banks give loans up to 3 lakh crores. And these loans, she said, are going to be without any collateral because they are going to be guaranteed by the government. And for that, no guarantee fees is going to be charged. These loans must be availed of before 31st of October 2020, as she said, and they would be for a period of 4 years with a 1-year moratorium. Thus, with this, stressed MSMEs or MSMEs in bad need of funds can go and take loans from banks where no collateral is needed. Well, we think it is a move which is overdue. She further said that for those MSMEs that are stressed there would be 20,000 crores of subordinate debt, as she said, which would come through the CGT SME, which is a subsidiary of SIDBI. And then for those MSMEs which have a viable and potential business, she's announced a fund of equity. There would be 50,000 crores of equity that the government would infuse in these kind of viable MSMEs so that they're able to expand their business. And then, in order to ensure that more and more enterprises qualify to be MSMEs and they are able to take advantage of these measures, she announced a changed definition of the MSMEs so as to ensure that many enterprises, which often fall out of the MSME definition once they expand, do not do so. Thus, a micro enterprise now will be one which has an investment of 1 crore and turnover up to 5 crores. A small enterprise, she said, would be an entity with an investment up to 10 crores and a turnover up to 50 crores. And a medium enterprise would be one with an investment up to 20 crores and a turnover up to 100 crores. This is to ensure, as she reiterated, that more and more entities are eligible for benefits that are being announced for MSMEs. Further, to ensure that MSMEs get a preference in government tendering and government procurement, she said that up to 200 crores of tenders are not going to be global tenders. In other words, Indian MSMEs will have a good chance to bag those orders because foreign competition will not come in. She further said that since MSME entrepreneurs are not able to travel because of the COVID crisis, an e-marketplace is being announced, an e-market linkage is being announced, such that MSMEs which are now not able to travel and participate in exhibitions and fairs will still be able to display their goods, etc., and perhaps get orders. She further announced in a much awaited move that all dues of MSMEs due by government enterprises and government departments and central public sector undertakings are going to be released immediately. Well, we think that money anyway belonged to MSMEs and the government departments and the government were not right in having withheld or delayed those payments. Nevertheless, she said they will be paid immediately. Further, in order to provide liquidity and financial relief to NBFCs, housing finance companies, and microfinance institutions, she said that about 75,000 crores is going to be infused in these enterprises. And for that, these enterprises will need to float debt papers, which just need to be investment grade. They do not need to be high quality papers. And the purpose is to provide them liquidity, which she said that perhaps will finally go to the MSMEs because a lot of lending by NBFCs is done to the MSME sector. For the troubled DISCOMs, the electricity distribution companies of India, she announced a relief package, a one-time infusion of 90,000 crores, which she said would be used by them in order to pay the electricity generating companies because the entire sector is in the mess today because of these non-payments. She said that this 90,000 crores will be passed on by the Power Finance Corporation and the Rural Electrification Corporation to those DISCOMs in particular, which pass on the benefit of this amount to their end consumers. That, she said, would give relief to the industry finally. For contractors, she said that a timeline extension of 6 months is being given because a lot of contractors would not have fulfilled their obligations in this period because of stoppage of work because of corona. And by giving this extension, she said, they would suffer no damages or any penalties being levied because of delay in performance of contracts. And further, she said that wherever contractors have completed projects to the extent of completion, the bank guarantee would be relieved, thus giving them an inflow in their cash flows. These were the measures that she announced. And then came certain measures, announcement regarding direct taxes. She said that from tomorrow to 31st March, there will be a 25% cut in TDS and TCS rates. Thus, if the TDS rate is 10%, it will be 7.5%. By ensuring that TDS and TCS is being cut at a lesser rate, to that extent, liquidity will flow into the system. It will not go to the government. And that, she said, would be to the tune of 50,000 crores. She further said that all non-corporate refunds are going to be released immediately. Thus, all the income tax refunds which are due to non-corporates will be immediately refunded and the liquidity will be restored to that extent to those taxpayers. Further, she extended the dates for filing of returns, she extended the dates for tax audit, she extended the dates for completion of assessments, and she also extended the date for the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. And the date now is now 31st December 2020. Until then, without any additional payment, anybody who wants to settle tax disputes would be able to do so. She also announced some extensions for real estate sector and for ERA. These were the list of announcements that the finance minister made today, and you would have noticed the primary focus was on the much troubled MSME sector. Well, let's look at the larger picture of today's announcement. Finally, we have them. These are some of the measures that we have ourselves been demanding in our shows from time to time. They are delayed measures, but they have finally come. It's one of those times to be positive. We applaud the measures and we hope that they are well implemented, because very often in India, especially in the Modi regime, we have seen that what sounds good on paper finally does not come good on the ground reality. The devil has always been in implementation of measures, and we hope that the execution this time would be good. We hope that the delivery this time would be immediate, because this is one of those times when if the delivery is delayed, there will be more fatalities in business. This is one of those times when businesses are genuinely seriously troubled. They need immediate relief. And any of these measures which have been announced, especially in respect of loans and financial assistance, will need to be immediate. She has said that these are automatic loans. We do hope that they are going to be automatic. The real challenge lies in the execution of these measures, as we said. And while we applaud what the finance minister announced today, let us also look at the reality from another perspective. The perspective is that the Indian economy was anyway in a bad shape. It was slowing, it was deteriorating in the pre-corona time, which is February, March 2020. The corona just happened to come in. And these measures which the government is taking now, according to us, are measures which should have been taken in the pre-corona times, because at that point of time itself, the economy was stressed and afflicted. Nevertheless, we are happy the measures have come, and we hope that the finance minister continues to announce such measures sector after sector as she promised in her speech today. This is Akhilesh Bhargav signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.
हमारे घरों में भी बच्चे होते हैं जो हमसे प्यार दुलार की आस करते हैं।
हमारा भी जीवन साथी है जिसको हमारे ड्यूटी से घर आने का इंतजार होता है।
हमारे घर में भी एक बूढ़ी माँ है जिनके लिए आज भी हम ही आंखों के तारे हैं।
लेकिन हम हमारे घरों में नहीं हैं। आपकी सुरक्षा में कोई कसर न रहे, इसलिए हम अपने प्रियजनों से दूर हैं।
हम में से ही कुछ तो अब इतने दूर जा चुके हैं कि वो वापस अपने घरों को लौट भी नहीं पाएंगे।
हमें गर्व है कि हमारे कंधों पे मुंबई शहर के नागरिकों की सुरक्षा की जिम्मेदारी है। हमारे जज्बे और बलिदान को व्यर्थ न जाने दे। इस संकट के समय में आप घर पे रहे, सुरक्षित रहे।
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.